How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here, your Ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight we've got a bit of a change from what we originally said we were going to do. We are going to be doing our San Diego Comic-Con kind of roundup, looking at all of the news that's come out of that over the last few days. And we're also going to be doing our standard Boys in the Toys show. So expect lots of action figure news, MCU news, and all of the exciting trailers and things that we've had before. So as usual, I'm joined by some of my good YouTube friends. First off, we've got James. How are you doing, James?
Ayo!
Ayo! Are you well?
I'm ecstatic right now.
Ecstatic.
I'm excited to be here, man.
That's good, man. Good, man. We've got lots of stuff to go through tonight, so we're going to try and crack on because we've got an awful lot to cover, I think. Next, I'm joined by Benjamin.
I told you not to bring me
in yet.
I
know, but that's why I've done it, because you're shoving stuff in your face and I can see you backstage. And the people deserve to see you, Ben, to see what you eat.
Hello, everyone.
I had the decency to leave my kebab on the other side of the room, Ben.
So, you've got a kebab. How drunk are you?
I got a kebab and a Philly steak chips.
Shit face.
They're waiting for me.
Good man. So, ladies and gents, those that are watching, this is going to be an interesting stream because Ben's fresh off a 3-hour stream, so he's knackered, and I'm not sure if he's
and a kids' party and a
kids'
two-year-old's party.
James is fresh off. How many drinks did you say, James?
Pushing 10, I think. At
pushing
this stage.
10 drinks.
Yeah. And I you know what? I just cracked another one.
Good man.
Like,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes,
professionalism.
That's what I like. Well done.
Yeah.
I don't even drink, but I want to go downstairs and get a bottle of wine just so I can be on the level with you.
So we are joined tonight by Phil from Phil's Nudiverse. Nice to see you, Phil, mate. We've got Fuzzy.
Fuzzy. That's the new intro. Every time you say Fuzzy now, you're like Fuzzy.
Okay, Fuzzy. Yep. We've got Harley G. Nice for you.
That's a new face.
Thank you very much. Okay, guys, so we've got tons to get through, so I'm just going to crack on before James vomits on the screen or something like that.
My God.
That is wise.
So,
what have you got there on the side? Is that like
this is my Fanta that came with my kebab?
Right, okay.
So, yeah, because I got the meal deal. You know, I got the meal deal, and then I got my beer that I had in the fridge. My strawberry and lime cider, of course. So there we go.
Oh, Jesus.
You're well set there, James. You've got everything you need to talk about action figures.
Absolutely. Yeah? We're good for 90 minutes, man. Let's go.
It's at this stage, I'm just going to look at Ben and say, you have got your thing for show and tell, Ben, yes?
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay. So, guys, we're going to kick off with...
Which one?
I've not even been drinking, and I hit the wrong bloody intro.
Which one?
I was distracted. I was distracted because this channel has it all, ladies and gentlemen. And not only are we going to talk to you about what's happening at San Diego, we've personally paid for a man to go there live in San Diego.
Man on the grounds.
It's Efren!
We go over to our man on the street, Efren.
My brothers!
What's up? What's up, man? How's the weather?
His little excited face.
Efren, you're still there,
great, man. Let me see if I can turn this around.
Yeah,
I'm still here, man.
I bet that waistcoat absolutely stinks
here,
at this point.
So Efren is at San Diego Comic-Con. How's it been so far, Efren?
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
We're building.
Can you see the convention center?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Tell Zachary Levi I said hi.
Where you go?
Efren, can you give us have you got any hot scoops? Have you got any hot off the press scoops that you can give us and our viewers?
No, guys, I didn't go to many of the panels. But I mean, Hall H is where they have all the big announcements, and it's like you have to spend like the night there to get inside. So I didn't go to Hall H. I mean, but they talked all about Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
They talked about Daredevil's coming out.
Yeah.
So is it busy?
So this
Efren?
is the outside of the
it doesn't look
convention
that busy, really.
It's quiet. Yeah, it looks chill.
Yeah, it does.
So this is obviously outside the convention center. Let me see. I'm gonna try to go inside and see if my reception holds. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like watching Challenge Annika. Do you remember that, guys?
I do
Oh
not.
my god!
So
no,
you
I
have
knew
to,
that James wouldn't get that reference.
Hello, nice to
Google
see you.
it.
We're in the
Efren,
UK.
don't forget to leave your bomb outside.
Don't that
Where's it
stormtrooper was
Is
shooting
that
down in
is there a
cold
man
blood.
or a lady in a bikini?
I have a
a
thermal
man.
detonator.
Sorry,
that's
Efren, can you confirm what sex that Leia was?
That was a man.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
thank you,
okay.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
So yeah.
He looked great, to be fair. Great
Yeah.
abs.
He did.
I wish I
They
looked
did.
that good in a big slave bikini. Jesus.
So
It's
There he
not
is.
as busy as I expected, Efren.
Yeah. it's,
yeah. I mean,
Making big screen.
it's a little bit. In years past, it has been more busier. I don't know. It's because of COVID. It's the first
Hello.
time back in 3 years.
Hello, pink hair. Hello.
Hey, backpack. What's going on, man?
Look at that mohawk. That's the mohawk of dreams right there.
Is that a
He's
Loki in
lost.
front?
That's a Captain Carter, if I believe.
No, I was.
Yeah.
What's the?
That
What
is-
are
oh,
the
there we
yellow
go.
dancing things? Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Captain Carter.
I'm on YouTube Live in England.
Hi.
You are being
Hey.
watched by 2 million people right now. You are live.
What are they dancing
what are
things,
they?
Efren?
What are those little? Have a little dance with them, Efren.
What?
Get involved. Get amongst it.
Barzar.
Oh,
You know what?
Barzar.
The funny thing is,
That's
I'm
the
waving
new
a wave
series,
here,
isn't
and they
it? From
can't see
the
our
Rick and
screen. can
Morty creator, actually, I think. I know, or no, that's something else. It's a new Netflix series.
Efren, what's been your highlight of the show so far?
Good journalism.
Let me see the highlights. Gee, that's a tough question. You got me putting on the spot. I got these Mandalorians exclusives from Trinity Comics. They were very high in demand. There was only about 100 of them, and I got
Nice.
2 sets. So I got
Very
some
nice.
samples. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, I know. I'm just hanging out with my friends, man, and my family. It's just we're all enjoying the experience.
yeah.
It's been a
See, you've
crazy
been-
5 days.
Yeah, I know you've been doing a lot of giveaways on Instagram. People have been kind of coming up to you and stuff. So it seems like you've been having a good time.
Yeah, people. Actually, this one guy came up to me in the panel I was at. He goes, "Hey, are you Passpoint Comics?" I go, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "You have a comic book?" I go, "No, man. I gave them all out yesterday." I go, "Sorry."
Yeah.
But it was nice of him to recognize me.
Yeah. And we should mention that Efren was very nice to allow us to take part in the panel that he hosted at Comic-Con, where we did a video on why we started YouTube. So that was
Thank you, Efren.
very
That was
kind.
such a cool thing to be involved with. So yeah,
Guys, that was awesome. You know what? I take it back, James. That was my favorite part. Doing the panel and having you guys there. No, seriously, it was awesome. It was a great experience, man. I go, wow, we did it.
Yeah.
And I want to
Brilliant
include you
stuff,
guys, man. So.
Brilliant. Efren, we're gonna move on with the show now, mate. So thank you very much for dialing in. I don't know if you want to stick around or just enjoy the rest of your convention.
I just wanted to say hi to you guys. I know you were coming on today on YouTube Live, so I want to say hi and have everybody take a chance at looking a little bit of Comic-Con.
Really
You're the man,
appreciate
Efren.
it, mate.
Enjoy the show,
your
man.
day, mate.
Have a good one.
Enjoy your day.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
See you, bud.
mate.
Have a good
Bye
one.
now. Goodbye.
Adios.
What a guy. What a guy.
Just one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Yeah.
So, guys, let's push on because we've got lots to get through. And as we've said, we're going to look at Boys and the Toys, but we're also going to look at the stuff from Comic-Con. And as James has just mentioned there, probably is the highlight, I would imagine, for most people at Comic-Con was, of course, our guest appearance at Efren's panel. There's Efren there 3 days ago, wearing the same waistcoat, I believe.
Phil.
Yeah. But Efren was lucky enough to not luck really. He organised it to do a presentation on YouTube and how you get started on YouTube, and he asked us to take part. So that was a tremendous opportunity for. We're really, really pleased to have done that. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do tonight is we're just going to kind of canter through some of the things that came out at San Diego to start
When you
with.
say canter, do you mean like this is going to be 2 hours worth?
Yeah,
'Cause
most
I'm
likely.
ready.
Yeah, I would
Most
say
likely.
so.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in between the MCU and the news announcements and also toy announcements, so it'll not follow any sequence. It'll just
Okay.
jump all over.
Cool.
So first off, Wakanda
Okay.
Forever. I'm assuming we've all seen the trailer by now.
Yes.
Wow.
10
I watched it live, baby.
Yeah.
At 1:54 in the morning.
I was going to say that was well past your bedtime, young man.
Yeah.
Not at all. I'm a night owl, as they say.
So what did we think of the trailer then? So first off, Namor. What did we think of Namor?
Yeah, there's just a couple of glimpses of him that doesn't really go too in deep, but I got kind of like Avatar vibes from a lot of the Atlantean, if that's the way I know it's like more of a Mayan
kind of
thing that they're going for, but the Atlantean characters is even like some of them are blue.
Yeah.
But I got kind of like this trailer like just hit differently for me than a lot of Marvel trailers do, and I felt like there was almost a certain degree of prestige to it that you don't really feel
classy,
with a lot of. Exactly, yeah. I feel like maybe Ryan Coogler was kind of given a bit more like free reign to do what he wanted with this, and that then maybe this will be kind of like another degree of film, like almost superseding a Marvel film to just be like a high class film.
Yeah, I hope so. And I thought the music choices as well were absolutely superb.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Ben, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, look, the first Black Panther movie is nothing short of a cultural phenomenon. So, the pressure on this to kind of deliver on that level is massive. And judging from the trailer, it certainly looks like we're on that path for it to be of that same quality because the music, that kind of remix of No Woman No Cry, and I think it was it Kendrick Lamar or one of the rappers or whatever at the end. I don't know why I'm asking Peter. And like the cinematography as well, like there was that shot of Namor being like birthed underwater, and the way it was shot was just so beautiful. And like it's interesting that this potentially can tread on the feet of Aquaman, but I feel like those underwater shots were done in so much more of a believable way. Like it was kind of murky and it felt real, and like you almost didn't notice the Atlanteans clinging onto that whale until they kind of went right past you. And I just thought that was shot so well. And I mean, I'm in love with this costume design, and I just think he, just the steely eyes as he kind of raises his hand in that one kind of close-up shot we got of him. The speech as well from Angela.
Fantastic!
Spine chilling, really, wasn't it?
You could feel that emotion, and like it was almost a hard watch, actually, the first time I watched this because of obviously Chadwick and stuff. So, I'm honouring my Wakanda today. Got my ring on. Thank you. So yeah, I'm
all in.
I'm all in, baby.
Now, interestingly, Ben, you mentioned the costume there, and I remember last year or the year before when various people have been talking about Namor, and in my head I said they would never go for the swimming trunks kind of look because it would look silly. He looks amazing. He looks absolutely amazing, and it is quite faithful to the comic. And I don't know if you guys noticed. Unfortunately, I haven't put the image up, but I zoomed in. I think he has got the wings on his ankles.
Yes, and there's a leaked promotional full body image, and you can see the wings and stuff. But I love that like ceremonial headpiece, the Mayan sort of headpiece and stuff that he's got on, and just and that funeral scene, where they're all kind of dressed in white, just looks really emotional.
I think that's probably going to be the opening of the movie. Because a lot of people are wondering how they're going to handle the whole T'Challa dying thing. I feel like it's going to happen off screen. And
have you read the leak?
Yeah, I've seen like two conflicting leaks of how they're going to handle it. So I don't know which way it's going to go. But I'd be okay with them. Like it just happened before the movie even starts, and
before we get into spoiler territory, is this the first look at the Black Panther costume we've seen. I don't remember seeing any other images of that yet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's
no,
not even
nothing's
leaked.
Nothing's leaked. Yeah.
It looks good. It looks
Yeah,
good.
I like that. I like that extra bit of gold, and I think you can tell from because there's a bit of. Most people are assuming this is Shuri, but
that's what I took from it. I thought that was a female form.
We don't know for a fact, but I think you can tell from that shot that it's a woman.
It's actually my ass.
Is it? Well, I did think
no one's throwing my name in the mix.
I guess the only thing that surprised us about this was, I mean, what I would say about San Diego Comic-Con in a whole, I thought we were going to get more kind of name drops in actors cast. I was expecting something about Doom in this or some kind of announcement, and we didn't get any of that.
Yeah, I think for me, overall, there wasn't much that we didn't kind of like. There was confirmations of stuff that we already knew was happening rather than surprises, really.
I agree, James. I don't think there was any mega big kind of reveals in terms of actors. And,
exactly.
But I thought the trailer was phenomenal. Cannot wait to see it. I have to say
there's a lot to be. No, it's just a teaser at the end of the day, but the movie's
no, sorry. I mean, it's not that long until the film comes out. It's.
Oh yeah, it's like
November,
5 months or something. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So moving on from Wakanda, a couple of announcements or a couple of show exclusives from Mondo. I don't know if you guys saw these. These are the 1/6 scale Mondo Mondo exclusives of the animated Batman and the animated Joker. I thought they looked very cool.
They had an animated Batman already, though, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a re-release, the Batman.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
And the Joker's the exclusive, but Joker sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He's already gone. Yeah. But they did tease, or is that coming later?
What?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, I don't know if I've got the slide for the Harley Quinn one.
Okay, but, they did tease. Yeah, there's the Harley Quinn was on display there with her hyenas. So I think if I was gonna get one, it would be that one. Yeah.
I don't know what I think. So these guys are doing Mondo are tremendous, I have to say, and they've also done the animated version of Skeletor, which was an exclusive for the con.
Yeah.
I love the figures, but I don't know. I'm always come back to, I think it was something you said, Ben, a while ago about 1/6 scale figures and the price tag. I don't know if I want to look at it and see a toy.
Yeah, well, that's
these I kind of do.
Mondo aren't hot toys, and they're not like almost real. They're not realistic. They never really go for realistic. And like I have a Mondo Kratos, and it's not the level that Hot Toys is or would be if they did that figure.
Yeah.
They are like bigger action figures, but just a little bit higher quality. But they're not on the level that I think like Hot Toys or Sideshow would go. Yeah,
I do like that Joker mind. I have to say, I do like. And I like the fact you get loads of different various heads and things. With
exactly.
Yeah. Ooh, Ben,
you must be excited, Ben.
Yeah. No. Not for Morbius.
Hi, James.
It's just a mind-baffling choice from Hot Toys and awful timing. If it's potentially a case of them having acquired the license, forgetting to do anything about it, and then kind of realizing, oh, we've got to do at least one thing from the license. So let's get this out. I think it will be very similar to that Hellboy sequel figure that Hot Toys did in that is a figure from an awful film, but it's a very respectable figure and does look quite cool in certain collections. So
it's interesting, Ben, because this is what really winds us up about this figure. That I thought the film was okay. I didn't think it was horrendous. I thought it was okay. But I love the purple of the costume. I love the bats attached to it. I just couldn't buy the figure because, well, I don't think I could. It's such a sad.
I wouldn't be your friend anymore.
I like the purple lining of the suit, but it just feels a little bit uninspired to me.
Yeah. Now moving across to the other side of the screen, we've got Batman '89.
So this doesn't matter to you, Peter, because you went full tilt and bought.
I mean, yes. So the whole reissue thing is interesting, isn't it? So I've bought the original of this for quite a penny. And and now they've is it a re-release or is it a re-sculpt? I'm not sure.
So the figure looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like I think people are really struggling to kind of identify anything different about it, which then has people speculating that it was just a flex. You know, they've just kind of put together a new diorama with a gargoyle and just said, you know, just put the Batman out there and it's something for people to look at and stuff. But I you know, for me, if they do this, it's easy money for Hot Toys. And it's an easy sellout. Like this will, you know, there are so many people, me included, that were not there when the original, you know, weren't collecting when the original figure came out. And this is a massive opportunity to own what many people consider as a grail, just because of the, you know, the nostalgic importance and you know that people have to this. So yeah, I'm if it comes, I'm getting it. But Hot Toys do display at Comic-Con and don't always release. That's what
this is really interesting to me, because I just assumed that this was a coming soon. So what you're saying and what 6 Pattern saying is that they don't always necessarily get released.
I mean, there's various characters that they've shown figures for that just never get, like Vulture,
Yellow Jacket, Vulture,
exactly,
Rhino, Mantis.
There's various the Spiderman line, the video game line, the Velocity suit.
I mean, I am really conflicted on this one because I think it's a stunning figure. And I'm sure lots of people will pick it up. I think you're right, Ben, it'll sell out in seconds. But it does stick in my throat a little bit that I've paid a lot of money for the original. And I could have just picked this up. But I don't know. There's something nice about having the original, isn't there? So,
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I'll probably buy this one as well. You know what I'm like?
Yeah, first issue, you know, first print.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
First print.
Okay. So I've put this in my John because I saw this setup of the Batman there with the kind of the Bat Cave. Is this something they've just knocked up for the show, or is this going to go on sale? Because I have to say, I like
same situation. Like again, it could be one of those things that just, you know, they call it the graveyard, where toys just get displayed and don't ever get kind of made. I mean, again, there's a massive demand for this. People will order the shit out of this if it comes out, and it just looks so cool. I mean, for me as well, imagine if they found a way that you could change what's on the screen.
Yeah.
And you could have like Jack Nicholson's Joker or something, like, you know, you could have different stuff come on there.
So that is Jack Nicholson's Joker up in the top right corner, isn't it? That's what I thought it was.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't think I even noticed that.
I can't tell. No.
Yeah, I would buy this straight away in a heartbeat. I think it's a stunning piece. It would look amazing in the cabinet. With
perfect
Batman
for you if you've already got the figure and they release this as a separate diorama. That's perfect because it just means you can elevate what you've already got.
Absolutely. Right, Ben, you're the Star Trek guy. What the hell is that?
So I cannot believe you just called me a Star Trek guy.
Oh, sorry, Star Wars, I mean.
Unbelievable. Yeah, which means I absolutely hate this. It's nothing. It's ignore it. It's stupid. And they're also coming out with a Wookiee, which is like a Chewbacca with like werewolf ears, and I think there's like a Porg dressed as a bat or something. It's I don't do gimmicks like this for, you know, numerous reasons. And the thing is as well, like the design of it, it's not even like the skull matches with where the eyes are and stuff. Like
I think it made a bit nip. Like I have no problems I'm not gonna get it, but I have no problems with it. It gives me like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch vibes, and I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, but like who needs that? I don't like. I'm spooky and kooky.
It's Halloween.
Oh god. Okay, guys. So moving on to the next bit of kind of movie trailer news from from San Diego Comic-Con. We had the Shazam 2. Is it Fury of the Gods? I think it's called.
Yes, I believe so.
Have you guys all seen the trailer for this?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Batfleck. I mean, it's not filmed for the movie, but it's in there in the trailer.
I was going to say it was low-hanging fruit, like you know. Yeah, like the first caught me off guard completely.
Yeah.
I went into the first with little to negative expectations, because I'm not really a DC fan, so I didn't have that attachment. I'm a Batman fan, but not anything beyond Gotham. So I never had an attachment to Shazam as a character. Went in low expectations, surprised me, and I was like, wow, fuck, that was a really fun movie. And it was really, it wasn't there to be took seriously. It was, it was a bit of a palate cleanser to your kind of dark Batman stories and stuff, or, Zack Snyder Justice Leagues. But this second trailer potentially overstepped that mark on silliness. Like I thought,
how dare you?
I thought Helen Mirren looked awful. That her and Lucy Liu just did not stand out to me as a visually or kind of story-wise compelling kind of villain.
It's interesting, Ben, when you say that, because I have to say there was a shot with the pair of them on the rooftop or something together, and I looked at it and I thought, this is Power Rangers, this is Rita Revolta or whatever. It just looked so
make my monster grow.
Yeah. I have to say, guys, I'm like you, Ben. I went in with low expectations for the first film, but I really enjoyed it. It was cheesy, but it was a fun. My son loved it. I got out from this trailer. It just was flat for me.
Yeah, but for me, like I love the first one, and that was one where I went into the cinema being like, and then came out of it going, that was really good. And I feel like this is going to be the exact same thing, where I just don't care about it until I sit down and watch it, and I was like, yeah, that was a great time. But then not really feeling anything during it, like particularly or afterwards. Like I don't think it's going to be a movie that sits with you particularly.
I would say I like the costume designs. I like the new updated Shazam costume. I love the guy who plays Freddy. Is it Adam Brody? I think it used to be in a TV show called The OC.
The OC. Yeah.
I love him. So it's a one that I will watch, but it's not a one that I'm going in with massive expectations on.
Yeah, mine are low again. Like the expectations are low again after the trailer, to be honest. They would have been high, but after that trailer, they've been tempered dramatically. So we'll see. I mean, for me as well, like, it's a Shazam movie, and it does feel like there's going to be a lot of the family in this film. Absolutely. And like the family kind of showing up towards the end of the last one, fine, but like let's see. I'm just so different to Black Adam as well, and I'm like, where the fuck? How is this going to even? I can't see it at the moment.
Could be a car crash, and I think you're right. I mean, like, as much as I enjoyed the first film, and it was nice seeing the Shazam family there, it felt very, very soon. I mean, he literally just got his powers, and then all of a sudden we're sharing it with everybody else on screen. I've seen a few movies of just him as Captain Marvel or Shazam.
And I also think there's like a little bit of a disconnect. Like, he doesn't really feel like Billy Batson when he's Shazam. Like, it feels like he's more childish when he's Shazam than the Billy Batson that we see.
That's a good point.
It's very true. Very true. Yeah. Okay, guys, I've just chucked these ones in because these tickled us a little bit. Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out soon. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for that.
That trailer looks great. Like, I really wasn't expecting anything, and that looks fantastic. I thought
I love that trailer, and I love that. Well, I like Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of jazz. So really enjoyed that. And then I saw this on the San Diego stuff. This is a Goo Cube, which is a kind of a power you can use in Dungeons and Dragons. I just thought it looked weird. It looked quite a unique toy. I don't know what the hell you would do with it. I don't know how you would play with it or display it, but it is quite nice. And then these guys on the other side from Storm Collectibles, which isn't a company I've heard of, I don't think. You guys recognize those creatures? James, you should, surely.
Yes.
On the right?
Yeah.
Not particularly.
The little dwarf and the purple thing. Yeah.
What's it?
So
it's
from
a dwarf,
from a tremendous video game, Sega game that I used to play a lot called Golden Axe.
One of the first games I ever played, I think that.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
Funny you say there's in the trailer there's a shot of a mimic.
Yeah,
which is like a chest that is like has teeth and it eats you when you try to open it, and that's the thing from Dark Souls and Demon Souls. So like I recognize that instantly. It's like, oh, that's funny. That's a nice little
So good stuff. Some interesting looking figures there.
Yeah.
Little bit of interesting news. We mentioned Shazam there, and we've got the Black Adam kind of show and the trailer for that. Interestingly, Jim Lee apparently said that there are no future plans for Zack Snyder.
What a pack of dumbasses.
Yeah,
like you had such a good way forward, and to just not fucking do anything with it. Like this actively upsets me. Like I really like I'm like, man, you had an MCU foundation and you just threw it away,
Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, the older that Space Jam sequel gets, the more relevant it's becoming when they portray the Warner Brothers producers as fucking idiots. It's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating where it's there. The evidence is there that people enjoyed what we got and wanted more. It's just a massive drop of the ball.
I just find this really bizarre. This is like a massive... Yes, I completely agree with everything you've just said. As much as I didn't like some of the movies, they were still watchable, And I liked the Snyder Cut of Justice League. But for me, the rumours from the convention were Henry Cavill is going to turn up, we're going to get Man of Steel 2, we're going to get, an announcement. And Jim Lee blurts this out and just basically pisses on everyone's parade.
I didn't think at all we were getting Man of Steel 2, but I felt like, Cavill... he'll show up in Black Adam, or he'll show up in Shazam, or there's another thing that he's going to be in. I thought they'd start small if that was to happen, but apparently not. But this just upsets me. Like I'm just like, come on, like guys, Dark Side.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, it would have been lovely to see a fully fleshed out Darkseid versus the League movie. To be fair, and I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I have to say, well, in fact, the Trinity.
So do I.
I love the Trinity there. Yeah, I can leave Flash. I have to say, I didn't like his portrayal at all.
I think they have to.
Oh yeah, all that stuff aside, I didn't like that version of the Flash. Okay. But I love the Trinity.
I to an extent, I agree, but I think the Snyder Cut redeems that character to an extent.
Massively, yeah.
What did we think of Black Adam?
Yeah. Like it looks fine. There's nothing particularly stands out to me, really. And like it's weird because this has been in the running for a long time. Like it's 10 years this movie's been in the works. That he has been wanting to play this character. But I mean it's just another green screeny rock movie.
See, I quite like The Rock. I do like a bit of Dwayne Johnson, but
so do I.
I don't get anything from this either, I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, I think it will be another case of you sit down and watch it and it'll be fun, Yeah.
I do think Ben's right, mind. Having watched the trailer for both of these on the same kind of day, they're completely different tonally, aren't they? And how you're going to mash them together at some point is going to be really interesting, I think.
A bit I loved about this, it was like very cool seeing him in the costume, special effects behind him and stuff. But that safety railing just there, isn't it? Like just spoils the illusion.
Hard not to see, really, isn't it?
I know. I am all powerful Black Adam, but this safety railing will stop me.
Keeping us in place. Some really interesting announcements from NECA. What do you mean?
No, I'm like,
sick.
I want that McCready, man. I really do.
Did you see some of the other? I haven't put the images on, but some of the other things like this, the heads, the spider head, and the other versions. Of the dog
this little kind of mini things.
The thing is, scaling wise as well, you could probably get the NECA dog that they're releasing, and it would scale up fine with this.
I think so. Yeah. For me, because I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, I will in the future when I have the room, when I like move house and have a room to display things, I'll have a McCready, I'll have a Snake Plissken, I'll have a Jack Burton, I'll have a Michael Myers, like a whole John Carpenter section. So I'm not gonna get this now, but like in the future, I mean, I want this thing at some stage.
Yeah, it is very good. I have to say, very cool.
Yeah.
And then we've got the baby from Dinosaur. I love that. I have to say, I love that.
I mean, it's nothing to me at all.
Ben, surely, come on, save it.
I sent you the bloody image, Peter.
I know. So,
and if you remember rightly, probably not because people don't watch my videos, but I made a video where I reel off my dream 1/6 scale figures, and one of the things that I thank you so much, Peter. Be sure to subscribe. So I mentioned in there the Jim Henson dinosaurs, and whilst obviously this isn't 1/6 scale, I do feel like this is as good as I'm going to get. Like, I'm probably never going to get a better representation of the dinosaurs than this. So yeah, having the two of them that's an instant day one pre-order for me. Like I cannot wait to get these in the collection. This was like I'm a massive Jim Henson fan.
Yeah.
I loved dinosaurs as a kid. When this came on, I was obsessed. And then rewatching it as an adult, it's so adult in its themes, and it's so like, the dark sense of humor and stuff is just superb. So yeah, all day long. Yes, please.
Not the mama. I used to love
Not the mama.
Not the mama. Tremendous, absolutely. Yes. And then we've got ET, and I have to say that's not the best image. There was another image I saw of him on the bike flying. Don't know if you saw that.
Why didn't you use that one?
Amazing. Sorry, Ben?
Why didn't you use that one?
Couldn't be asked. I pulled this together today because we're meant to be doing this on Tuesday. You know what I mean?
It's fair enough.
Gotta appreciate the effort, I'm not getting pissed. You're out with your
my baby giving her a second birthday. What? That's so
and Peter's second working away. So you gotta be careful. You gotta appreciate that.
I appreciate this figure. I appreciate this figure.
Not an ET person, so I have no really comment on it.
Not an ET.
I've never seen ET.
How can you not have seen?
I've just never seen. I've never seen Indiana Jones either.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. What?
Start to finish. I've never seen. I've seen bits of them, like maybe the last hour of them, but never the whole thing start to finish. Like I've never seen.
I thought you had to watch ET and Indiana Jones. That's kind of the rules of life, isn't it?
No. I went Scooby Doo to Lord of the Rings to Star Wars to PlayStation.
What an education!
That's me.
I no longer respect any opinion you have on this.
I will. It's one I will. Someday,
like jokes aside, it's an absolute masterpiece. Like it is it's one of the greatest films of all time for a reason. Like it is.
I know the pop culture things of them.
That comment
4-year-olds will as well, James.
To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely cool. No, I mean, like for me, Peter, this is one of those figures that I've kind of fantasized about, and we're finally getting in NECA quality. And like for me, NECA just completely hit it out of the park. If anything, I'm always frustrated that NECA just isn't in 1/6 because that's the scale that I mainly collect.
That's interesting. I was just going to say that to you, Ben, because you've moved your collection away from smaller figures to pretty much purely 1/6.
Yeah,
but these figures here are they going in your collection?
Learn me back. Yeah, I think they will. Like and what NECA also did this weekend is they confirmed that we're getting Gilman and Dracula, and Bride was teased as well. So like my Universal NECA figures are in a box at the moment, and it really pains me because they're just so stunning, but like I'm struggling to kind of know where to display things. But yeah, the only thing is, do you reckon this 7-inch? Is that your missus?
That's not my missus. No,
that's my miss. That's my missus, and I didn't know she loved ET that much. So
I didn't know she watches us talk shit on streams. Amazing. That's support right there. Hiya.
Oh yeah.
Ben,
you're her favorite.
Of course.
Oh, thanks very much. Just do that live on air. Appreciate that, James.
I know, Peter. You're the one that helped with the whole.
And
the
once
cameo.
again, James, off your fuck. Right.
Look, don't be bitter, Peter. My key demographic is females in their 20s. To be fair, so.
Anyway, moving on, guys. So I think it's safe to say these are definite purchases, Ben. Yeah, just
yeah, but like the scaling, because it's 7-inch, right?
Yeah,
I was trying to work out, does that technically fit into 1/6 scale? Because
for
it's,
ET.
yeah, because it's like a bigger figure than you know, say their Jason figure or whatever. He'd be
you'd have to grab
a.
You'd if you grab an 11 from 3.0 and sat next to him, would it? Yeah, match. Cool. Like size wise.
Yeah, that would look very cool in amongst your Stranger Things collection.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, Mondo with some of the cartoon versions of figures.
Mondo.
These are 1/6 scale, aren't they?
Yeah.
That right. And then we've got a hot toy on the other side.
I think your missus is only watching this stream just to make sure you don't drunkenly do something you'll regret.
No, she doesn't watch for that exact reason. She doesn't want to see the things I get up to, you know. So yeah.
So what do we think about these characters? And desperately trying to keep this.
Yeah. I mean, like we've seen. Jubilee aside, we've seen third-party figures.
Jubilee aside, how dare you?
No, but you know, like Peter, you for example, you have the Gambit, yeah, the third party.
I've got not.
And there is a third party, or maybe a Sideshow official Magneto.
I've got that. Yeah.
So yeah, these are a bit underwhelming because they are. I mean, I know they're supposed to be more animated versions, but yeah, they're just not at that level that other figures are hitting, you know.
I think you're right, James. And again, it's a bit like the ones we saw before. The animated style puts us off slightly. But Ben, you know how much I want a complete kind of X-Men lineup. This might be the way of getting it rather than
no.
You don't think?
It will look so bloody weird.
Oh no. Sorry, not mixing them. I mean a separate collection of these.
Getting rid of separate.
Yeah,
I mean that's it's an expensive way to do it, but yeah, like again, it's like it's very specific to people that are going out of their way to have Jesus. He's on another. Going out of their way to have like complete animated style figures, you know. But for me, it's just not because they look so toyish for that price and that scale. It just doesn't fit into to what I do. That being said, I'm going to contradict myself about Star-Lord because he's animated.
Yeah.
I mean, if they go for around the same price as the other Mondo, you're probably looking at what, $250 to $300 a figure?
Easy,
yeah.
So they are pricey figures. So Star-Lord from What If, I do like that. I have to say.
Sign of the head sculpt, like a actual head sculpt.
It'll come. They're just testing. They displayed this to test the water. See if there's a demand. If people want it, they'll do a head sculpt and they'll release this.
It would be because the Peggy Carter one is animated style. It would be an animated style one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's
a nice looking figure, but it is a nice looking figure.
It is nice.
I that's like an instant purchase for me. It does make me really want to Howard the Duck, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And then
Sissy Toys, man. They'll get there. Yeah.
We've got these images from the X-Men animated series. What did we think of this?
X-Men. Yeah. This is great. It's cool to see like newer things than this series had, but like in that style, you know. Like because I think we'll get Deadpool is a thing I think we'll get in the show, but we don't see here. But like even just seeing Cable, you know. That's the thing that was done later, and like a Bishop and was Nightcrawler in the original show?
Cable and Bishop were in the original show. Yeah.
Was Cable in the original show?
I
don't remember seeing Sunspot. And who's the character next to Sunspot?
That's Morph, but they've updated his face, I think.
Yeah. Hellfire Club wasn't though. They weren't in the show, the original.
No, I can't remember.
We
definitely didn't have Magneto in his purple M costume, but so
and he's leading the team, I believe, at the beginning of the show at least. Yeah.
So excited about this one. I can't wait to see this. I hope it lives up to the original, but I think I'm hoping it's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It's you know, that is one of the reasons I got into reading comics, that original series. So you know, this for me is just it's a dream come true.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of people are the same, Ben. You know, I remember watching that cartoon back in the day, you know, and that's what got me really interested into X-Men in particular.
Yeah.
So this is the second version, correct us if I'm wrong, of Cade Bane. So this is the Sideshow version rather than the Hot Toy.
Yeah.
Looks.
He did say, correct me if I'm wrong.
Cade Bane. It's Cad Bane. Yes. This is like a more animated inspired, like a Clone Wars version of him, and I think it looks better.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. I'm actually with you, James. Like this came completely out of left field, but like it almost, it's weird. It almost gave me that moment of like, yeah, I don't actually think I liked the live action version as much as I think I liked, because now that I'm being remembered, you know, now that I'm being reminded of what he looked like originally, and that was the Cad Bane that I fell in love with, like that silhouette of the big hat, you know, his kind of long slender body, the kind of more drawn out face, and that stoic expression, you know, like this is my Cad Bane. So, and the great thing with this is people are obviously slagging off the Clone Wars Sideshow figures for how bad the paint applications are and stuff like that, but kind of doesn't matter how Cad will come out. Like, he'll probably still look very close to this because he's a blue character. There's not exactly as much as needed, and because he's an alien, even though he's in an animated style, he'll actually fit in fine.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's like, it's not like the What If figures where you can tell, like, you could put this next to a Boba Fett and it would match it perfectly. I think. Yeah. This is a potential dopo for me. Did you pre-order the other one?
No, I held off. It's almost like I knew in my time.
I have to say I like the look of this better than the other one. I think it looks smart.
I do
like
as well,
say, Ben, it'll fit in. It doesn't look cartoon to me. It just looks like an alien. Mugwup there saying about the Nosferatu. I absolutely love that figure as well. That looks tremendous. I'm not familiar with the company that are making that one, Ben.
So Caustic, so they also did this Fonzie figure as well. I think they've released a Twin Peaks, and they've also done that Dracula that's coming out. The Bela Lugosi Dracula. So I'm really I kind of want that Dracula, but then if I got that, I'd probably have to sell my NECA figures and start a whole Universal Monsters 1/6 scale in a rabbit hole. But the Nosferatu might be a nice way for me to kind of scratch that classic horror itch without going down a whole new rabbit hole. And it's really special because it's the 100th anniversary of that film. So
and the head sculpt is phenomenal. The teeth, I mean, it looks amazing, absolutely amazing. The Fonz, I mean, as classic as he is, I have to say that figure doesn't out for me. Not one.
I'm just curious what the market for that is. Like, is there many 1/6 figure collectors that are super nostalgic about Happy Days?
Which probably for people that on Monday, Tuesday have happy days, Wednesday, Thursday have happy days.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday have happy days, and on Saturday,
happy days.
Wow. Yeah. So again, some nice figures. This is just stunning. So this is the Mondo 1/6 scale Battle Cat. To go with their recently released 1/6 scale He-Man.
Several head sculpts.
Yeah, so you get the obviously the helmeted version, you get the updated helmeted version, Fierce version without helmet, and then you get Cringer. I just think it looks amazing. Now the Cringer head sculpt obviously means you can take that harness off and just have a Cringer version.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna buy two.
You're gonna need two, aren't you? I mean, I just cannot get over how good that looks. It's amazing.
It's very impressive, I have to say.
The scary thing for me is, as you know, I've picked up the He-Man, and another one we'll come on to in a bit. I feel I've got to get this one, and I think this is going to be a pricey pricey.
I don't think it'll be as pricey as you're expecting it to be. Like I think these are like 50% extra to a regular 1/6, not like 2 or 3 times the price. You know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It doesn't matter how much it is.
It's not going to be as much as like a Batmobile would be. You know.
No.
Like, Batmobile would be a grand nearly. You know. This is going to be anywhere near that.
Yeah. But it just looks phenomenal. So I will definitely be picking that up, I think.
Will you be displaying He-Man on top? Or
I don't know. I don't know if I want him sat like that or I don't know. Yeah. I'll have to see when it comes and have a play around. The other He-Man news is we had this, which is an Eternia set from Hasbro. Not a set that I particularly went for when I was younger. Does note for me, to be honest, but it is kind of a bit of a grail piece for a lot of He-Man collectors. But this is the updated version of Eternia. I don't suppose either of you guys will be rushing out to buy that. Nah. That kind of leads on to some He-Man news. Kevin Smith obviously had a Masters of the Universe panel in which they announced that William Shatner is going to be doing one of the voices for the new series. So that for me is superb. Really looking forward to that. Love William Shatner. The guy's 90 odd, you know.
Is there a character you think?
So they've refused to announce it. Is
there anyone you think would be suited to him? That you haven't seen the show yet?
He's got such a distinct voice. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know. I cannot wait. The other interesting thing was they had Dolph Lundgren on stage to talk about. I think they're doing a classics line or a movie line of figures, and he rounded off the panel by holding the sort of power up and shouting, "I have the power," which I thought was just tremendous. Horrific film, I would say. I don't know. Have you guys seen Masters of the Universe?
I tried to watch it with a friend and my mate Jeffrey, and it didn't last very long. No, but he swears up and down by it. Like that's
he's committed to it.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Again, just with the link with William Shatner, you guys won't be interested in this, but they did release some of the cast photos for the next season of Picard. Season 2 of Picard was possibly the biggest pile of shite I've ever watched in my life. But season 3 is bringing back the original cast, and those pictures just, I think, look great. Cannot wait.
Original to Enterprise? Like all the whole
original Next Generation cast.
Next Generation, yes.
Yeah. So Riker and Worf and all that.
And have any of them been in the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, so Riker was in season 1, and Data's been in a few seasons, but these guys.
What about Seven of Nine?
Yeah, she's been in the last 2 seasons. Yeah. So really looking forward to that. I think that'll be hopefully much better than the last season.
I can't wait.
I can see that, Ben.
I couldn't give less of a shit, to be honest.
Oh, this hits my nostalgia bone, something rotten. You guys know what this is of?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people are going to be buying this 3-pack and selling the other 2 figures to just keep because correct me if I'm wrong, that is exactly the figure that was released with the retro line like last year or the year before.
But they've just done a re-release though, to be fair, for the animated style.
It's an animated style one with like some different color apps, but this is
blacks and stuff.
Yeah, I think this is exactly the same figure that was released in that. So I think you'll see a lot of a lot of Icemans and Firebirds selling for cheap, you know.
Honestly, Firebird is one of the worst Marvel characters. Like, there's nothing identifiable about that character or appearance.
And now I'm not sure if Ben's just being kind of that's not fucking Firebird.
Firestar.
Firestar. I said apologies. I said Firebird.
You know,
disregardingly.
Shit when I can't even get it right, and it's a Marvel character.
Doesn't know who Firestar is, but he knows who Eyeball Boy is. And bloody Beak.
Who's Firebird?
Oh, mate. I'm waiting for the Wolverine
Friends.
and the X-Men Hasbro range. That might pull me back into if they did a Quentin Quire figure, Eyeboy, Kid Omega, ED.
But let's face it, they're not going to, Ben.
Shut your face.
Moving on. We've got some interesting news about Spider-Man freshman years that Tom Holland won't be voicing Peter Parker. That's a bit of a shame, mind. I would have liked to have heard his dulcet tones.
I mean, I don't know why he isn't like it feels like he's being a bit of a dick by not doing it, to be honest. But maybe they're just not willing to offer them the money. But this one, because it's supposed to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but his first few years of school.
No, but there's a different Norman Osborn and stuff.
There's a Norman Osborn, there's a Harry Osborn, there's a Doc Ock in there as well. So I think it's like an Elseworld story where, because Charlie Cox is going to be in it as Daredevil.
Yeah.
But that kind of rubs salt in the wound for me that Tom Holland isn't doing the voice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I suppose it's like, well, that's the different thing, you know, where maybe Alfred Molina will be the one voicing Doc Ock in it and everything else, you know.
I don't need that. I'm not that bothered. Like for me, like, because it's a completely new story, I'm fine for like a completely new cast. And like quite often actors can't always be voice actors. Like it's a very and James massively knowledgeable on this, you know, when it comes to kind of games and stuff, but it's a real particular skill to be able to voice something in an animation.
100%.
Moving on to Quantumania there. This image really so obviously we're getting a Hope. Is it Hope Van Dyne?
Yeah, Hope and then Stature.
So it should become Stature in the new Avengers room.
That's
his kids. Cassie. Is Stature, yeah.
Stature, okay. Cool costume, cool like color scheme to go with it. But like obviously for me, Kang is the big thing to go with this. It's like first look at a comics accurate Kang. So I know that he's not blue, but the rest of the costume is quite comics accurate. Like it's, you know, the purple and green. Right.
Yeah. Looking forward to this one. I really like this series of movies, I have to say. So I think that's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go next.
The MODOK thing has me very intrigued.
Yes. Yeah, confirmed for the movie.
Yeah, but and am I right in saying so they've confirmed MODOK? I think they've confirmed who's playing MODOK.
It's rumored, but I think one of those like a reported. So it's like
spoilers.
It's all that confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting because that means that because we had heard that Bill Murray was going to be in this.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not MODOK. He's like supposedly the like mayor of this quantum town or whatever. Like.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I'll watch anything with Bill Murray in it. So yeah. Oh, guys, She-Hulk. Now, I've got an image of. Sorry, I've slide with some of the images. Fair to say, when the first trailer came out a little while ago, I wasn't exactly blown away by it. Trailer, I absolutely loved every second of this trailer.
I'm exactly the same. I did not give two shits about this show until this new trailer, and I'm like, this looks great. Like, this looks really fun. Like, there's a lot of exciting things in it. I'm stoked now for this one.
Just that opening shot there with the the foghorn and Hulk's hand moving closely towards her ear. The bit where she breaks the barrier and turns and speaks to the camera.
The fourth wall.
I just thought was beautifully done.
Yeah,
Ben,
and the way like
I'm
Hulk
sure
is
you got
looking at
very
her.
excited. Sorry, Ben Wong appearing. I wasn't aware he was in it up till now. And then
I didn't. But then at the same time, we know his link to Abomination, so I'm glad that we're going to get some payoff in terms of explaining what the hell that is, because we certainly didn't get that in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Jennifer was breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool made it cool, in the comics. So like having that moment, and this has such links to like Ally McBeal in terms of like, the subject matter and stuff. So to have her break the fourth wall as well in that, like just that moment, that I just absolutely loved it. And yeah, of course, that final shot. Wow.
Yeah.
Red and yellow, baby.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they're doing the yellow suit. Like I'm stunned, like genuinely stunned.
I cannot believe they've looked to have found a way to have made it look cool as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just those close-up shots. Like there was rumors that Matt Murdock was showing up in this, and like that makes sense because the whole lawyer angle of it. But I wasn't sure if there'd be much Daredevil in it, but it looks like we're gonna get a bit. At least. And just even the way he flips into shot, is like more than we ever really got in the Netflix shows, you know.
I think that's probably the version we're gonna see. Is it'll be like Kingpin, you know, it'll be all the characterisms that they, you know, those actors have completely nailed down, but just a little bit more MCU-y, you know,
dialed
a little bit more, dialed up.
Dialed up,
Superb. I'm all in on this. We need to have a conversation about what we're doing in terms of live shows for this one as well. Because I think it looks phenomenal.
I was thinking about it when I...
Okay, guys. Then we'll get the big kind of the plan, as it were. Some interesting stuff on there. Before we get to the kind of the last two, Captain America and Thunderbolts, I want to pick up on something James mentioned in a text earlier on. James, what did you notice was missing?
Armor Wars is not anywhere to be seen here. Neither is the Guardians Holiday Special or the Halloween, like Werewolf by Night special. So, but like the specials, I kind of get that they're not that big or important to the phase. That's fair enough. But Armor Wars is a very strange exclusion here. They wouldn't be like, you would think they'd be somewhere between the Marvels and Blade in that kind of area.
See, I'm surprised. So the ones you've rattled off there, Marvel normally stick everything on forward to see. I'm surprised they're not featured anywhere. Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
Strange.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the holiday specials because they're all but slated, you know, scheduled, everything.
Yeah.
The Armor Wars, my immediate response when James texted me was, well, can it not just be Phase 6? Because with Phase 6, they only told us the end of Phase 6. They didn't show us Phase 6.
Yeah.
So potentially it's just been pushed back, and, you know, with the narrative, they've kind of maybe tweaked stuff around so it fits into Phase 6. You know, you look at Ironheart, that's towards the end of the phase. So potentially, you know, they want Riri properly established before they go into my other theory, and this only came to me about an hour ago, but that Thunderbolts logo is very mechanical, iron clad, and I don't know whether they'll maybe intertwine the iron, you know, the Armor Wars story into Thunderbolts, like maybe Justin Hammer is the bad guy and the Thunderbolts are put together to stop that. I don't know.
Because the original Armor Wars, wasn't it that they gave all of the kind of the guards in the vault their own kind of guardsman armor and all that kind of jazz? I wonder if it'll play into that in some way. Other news there, obviously, is Agatha has changed its title to it's now Coven of Chaos.
I like the original name more, but I think this is
the original name?
House of Harkness.
Yeah.
All right.
So I like that name more, but this still has that kind of hocus pocusy vibe to it. So I'm like, I'm not against that. I like chaos magic. You know, Coven. Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, and then we've got Daredevil Born Again, 18 episodes.
So I was thinking about this. The Netflix series were 13 episodes, weren't they?
Well,
I think were they 10 or 13?
No, I'm not sure.
So either, but I think like because everyone's at 13 or 18 episodes. Oh my god! But I think it's still going to be like of a comparable length because they're probably 30 to 35-minute long episodes rather than like an hour long, which the Netflix series like pushed at some stages. You know, so. Yeah,
I have to say I cannot wait for that. I think that's hopefully going to be tremendous.
I like that. Like Born Again is like reflective of like, oh, it's Daredevil TV Born Again, but it's also like the Born Again comic book storyline. But it's interesting because Daredevil season 3 is a Born Again adaptation, so they're just doing the same
same again
storyline again. Yeah.
Ben, Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see Sam get his own film, and like I'm hoping that we'll kind of get some introduction, or Patriot will kind of get his powers maybe in that, and we'll still see Sam maybe sort of mentor that process. The only thing with that is that I'm just so done with like Winter Soldier, like I'm so done with Bucky. Like I feel like Bucky's arc is complete. You know, like, I don't know.
See, I really enjoyed the Bucky and the Winter Soldier series. I like that buddy kind of get up. I don't know if I would watch a full film of it, but
is New World Order is not a comic book storyline or anything like that. This not
one that I
pulling from anything.
recognize.
Yeah,
it's a very new one, I think.
Is it?
But it's I don't know. It's interesting. Like I think, like it's hard with Captain America because he's such. Steve and Sam, they're such wholesome, good people. So it's not like they have that like character journey of like the arrogant person becoming humble or whatever. So it's got to be a really compelling like villain or nemesis that you put up against them. Like the amazing thing about Winter Soldier is that you had the whole shield thing, so it made it really interesting. You know, like I don't know, I'm cautiously optimistic.
The only thing I thought, not knowing what the titles come from, the New World Order, and not knowing that it was linked to a comic, was I wondered if this was a clever way of them basically setting up the next phase of the Avengers. So the New World Order is all the legacy characters coming in and Sam kind of forming his own team or something like that.
It'd be curious who the villainous group in that will be, you know.
Obviously, I think the two big announcements for me there were Daredevil and then obviously Thunderbolts. Ecstatic about Thunderbolts.
But then again, we kind of, to an extent, knew about these.
Oh, yeah.
You know? We knew that there was a Daredevil show being made, and we knew, like, there was even a director, I believe, like, was confirmed for Thunderbolts before this official announcement.
But we knew Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts was a series. This is a movie, from what I understand. Is that
right? I would have assumed it was a show as well. But it's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. The only sad thing I think about the Thunderbolts is, for me, one of the biggest selling points of that original series was the surprise, the twist in issue 1. I don't know how you pull that off in this movie. But it'll be interesting. I've got faith in them, obviously, so it'll be interesting to see if they can manage to do something. And then we get Fantastic Four, and then we get 2 Avengers movies, so Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Now, the first thing that's interesting for me in that, and you know, I think we all probably already knew this, but I'm sure they'd gone on record a year or so ago saying that Avengers was done, that they wouldn't be making Avengers movies.
We knew that wasn't going to be the case.
But why say it? Yeah, why say it if they knew they were going to do it? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got.
But they're releasing, according to this, 6 months apart, and I would bet every single cent in my bank account that will not stick, because there is no example of a movie series releasing a movie 6 months. Like there's Kill Bill, there's The Matrix, there's Star Wars with Solo and Last Jedi, releasing 6 months apart. There is no example where that was done successfully. So I think they just didn't want to say 2026 because that is so long. Right. That's 4 years away, you know.
I guess
they just didn't want to say that.
Other interesting thing there is that there's an awful lot of slots missing, isn't there? So
what do you think? What do you think is going to kind of fill up this kind of section?
I think if we're heading towards Secret Wars, we've got a lot to get involved. I mean, Ben, you've talked about this before, about Secret Wars being everything, you know, X-Men. Yeah. There's no mutant on that plan, is there?
Yeah, I think I would imagine like an X-Men or mutant movie is in there, plus 2 maybe TV series. I would say a Shang-Chi sequel is in there.
Eternals.
I don't know about Eternals, but I'd say Thor 5 would be.
They will do an Eternals sequel. They will want to have another swing at that bat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And they'll just make it really different. You know, they'll go balls to the wall with it.
I would say Thor 5 as well, because I think they'll want to do something with his daughter before she's too old.
Star Fox just got his own series in the comics and a redesign. All I'm saying is that Harry Styles has a big fan base, so if they don't want to do an Eternal sequel, we might get a Star Fox film.
Yeah, you're right, Ben. You're right. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think that is left deliberately open and not spoiling some of the stuff they're going to put in Secret Wars, because if we don't get what we hoped, I think, for Multiverse of Madness, which is literally everything chucked into it, I'll riot. I mean, I'm expecting everything in Secret Wars. I want to see versions of everything.
Yeah, I mean, if Nicolas Cage isn't in it, then
I'm kicking off. yeah, exactly.
But but that's also the thing. Is I think, you know, to an extent, it doesn't have to do that, does it?
Yeah,
like does it have to have all of that stuff?
Yes, it does.
To be good.
My big vision for Secret Wars is that it's a multiversal war, so we see multiple versions of multiple characters, like not and a couple. I don't need all of them, but like a couple of those early noughties casting, original Fantastic Four, Hugh Jackman. I do think that this is where Deadpool will debut. And my hope is that what happens is the incursion happens, big fight, blah blah blah, all orchestrated by one villain. They beat the villain. The after effects is that there's one universe. There's no other universe. There's just one MCU, and that MCU is formed of a couple of stragglers from other universes. So we'll get Miles, we'll get Deadpool. That's my kind of hopes.
Well, I think that Deadpool is 100% one of the Deadpool 3 is one of these dates that hasn't been.
I reckon before Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think Secret War, like you say, Ben, Secret Wars is the answer to getting everything that they want. All these characters brought back, and your various versions of characters. They would be mad, really, to not do things like double casting people who've done two different fit characters. So your Chris Evans, to have him playing Human Torch and Captain America.
Yeah, you can make a fun gag out of that where someone goes, "Hey, Cap," and I go, "I'm not what Cap? What are you talking about?" And
I think a lot of fans are upset that T'Challa's not being recast, and I do think there potentially is a plan to do that, but not until this.
So Black Knight. Mugwup has just made a good point there about Black Knight. But one of the interesting things was, and you guys will have seen it, Marvel did a load of kind of, what do you call them? Like web, I don't know what the word is, where the copyright, the titles and things.
Yeah.
And one of them was Black Knight.
Trademarks.
So, the copyright of Black Knight this weekend.
That's where the unfortunate thing is, like the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, me and Ben, I think you did as well, heard that early yesterday.
Tremendous.
What's that?
It's the Black Panther figures they've just announced.
Very nice.
Funko have done a range as well. Also, who wants this Everett Ross figure? Just let me know. Anybody out there?
I assume there's a few people want.
How dare you? I'm sure he's got a very large fan base.
Also, like to an extent, like what is a phase now at this stage? Like it used to be.
Like an emo phase, like a.
But you know what I mean? Like Avengers 1 capped off phase 1, and then phase 2 was Avengers. Like they used to be bookended by an event movie, and now it's just sort of like, hey, all this stuff was phase 4, and now we're in phase 5. Like it's strange.
I'm okay with that. I will still sleep at night.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we're an hour in. Well, now we're 10 minutes in, and we're still not really getting into some of the toy stuff. So it's going to
that's okay though, Peter. It's okay. People will watch regardless.
So, guys, show and tell. Oh, what's James doing? I
got a shock there.
That's what that was. Good. So we'll start with you, James. Let's see what you've brought to show tonight.
So you bastards. Yeah,
I don't want to see your kebab, man.
Talking about your 1/6 scale figures last month. Got me in the mood. So I went very boldly and purchased a 1/6 scale figure. So I got a 1/6. This is a Ghost of Battlefield, it's called, but it's a third party Ghost of Tsushima Jin Sakai. It is absolutely stunning. Like looking at it, I opened the box, and I imagine this is a feeling you guys have quite a lot, where you open the box and you're like, whew, wow, Yep. The face sculpt is incredible. I have the mask covering it, but it's just it's stunning, and there's various like these two kind of kunai, they're called, just throwing knives, things stuck there. It's just an incredible. Like I put it on the shelf and I look at it and I smile. We got like a bending wire on the cape. A few different swords. These are die cast swords.
Oh, nice.
The only thing about it, the only complaint I would have, I even like the base. I think is quite nice as well. Yeah. The only problem I have with it is that the hands are quite hard to swap, because this part is connected to the arm. Yeah. So you have to put disconnect the hand and pull the arm out
Braces.
rather than it being a separate piece. So like I was proper like about 40 minutes trying to change hands just to get this arm to hold the sword sheath. But it's a stunning figure. I love it, and
it looks
I'm so
absolutely amazing, James. Who did you say the maker was of that?
This is VTS, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of those
It's the
third
same
party
company that made the Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're like, Ben.
Battlefield, it's called.
I don't know what you're like, Ben, because we both love 1/6 scale. But for me, whenever I find a die-cast weapon or a figure with some die-cast on it, it just kind of elevates it the next level. It just feels a bit more sexy. Love it, absolutely love it. But that, of course, James, now you've got it. You've got the hook now, mate. So you're going to be looking for more 1/6.
Well, that's the thing. I bought 3 today.
Tremendous.
So hey, look forward to next month, guys.
All I can say, James, is Ben Crampton, I hope you're proud of yourself. Look what you've done. Tremendous. Over the moon, James. That's superb, mate. Yeah. Right, Ben, what have we got?
Yeah, so I've got that lovely Wicket figure as well, which is absolutely beautiful, incredible. If you want to check out some photos on my Instagram, you can. And also there's a video showcase figure. And part of that showcase, I also showcase my Darth Maul.
Nice.
To be honest, I got him out because it's easier to get out. But just a classic Hot Toys. This is one of the older figures, and like some of the stuff you can kind of see the age on it, but ultimately I think it holds up really well. I think the head sculpt is near perfect. Paint applications are really nice, and just really sort of well posable, and I absolutely love him. He's that's a personal grail, and sort of character and movie that means so much to me. So I'm very, very excited to have it. Next up, Jar Binks.
Is there a 1/6 Jar Binks available anywhere? No.
Nope.
I'd buy that.
Mate, a Hot Toys level Jar Binks would sail.
I think so.
Okay, lovely figure, Ben. Really, really. I was going to ask you, does his lightsaber light up? Is it?
You've got the option for the swap out things. I can't remember if he's got the batteries, but I absolutely hate the old Hot Toys way of doing. You have to put the batteries in the arm. You have to dislodge like the whole arm, put the arm on, and then it's like holding the saber. And...
So I mean, the reason I'm asking, I was going to ask how powerful it is because I've picked up, as you know, a Vader, and it's got that full arm dislodge thing, and I don't know if I can be asked.
Yeah, don't do it because it's not worth it. The batteries won't last 10 minutes. Like, I'm serious, they won't last 10 minutes, and it's just a big ball ache. I think they display better without it. You can Photoshop the sabers on if you want, and the good thing is, Obi-Wan Kenobi is showing us the future that they're going to be moving to the USB chargeable sabers. So
and that would be tremendous. That would be a game changer. I hope we release sabers separately to buy when they do that, so you can pick up a saber for your old figures.
There will be companies that do them, I'm sure.
Well, there are at the moment, but they're weird. They've got like a lump at the top, which doesn't light up, which to me looks bizarre. It looks like a condom. They have like this knob bit at the end.
Anyway, know what that is.
Yeah. So my pickup. So as some of you know, I went to a toy fair on Saturday, and it was cack. There was very little there. My guy who normally sells us my He-Man figures wasn't there, but I did see this. So this is a die-cast 1/18th scale original Batmobile, as featured in obviously Batman the original series. My first die-cast vehicle, so really pleased with it. I will take it out of the box and put it on display. But the reason I jumped at this is because it is rather sexy, and it's signed by Adam West.
Oh, lovely!
Ward.
Wow,
bonnet.
That's mad.
And I don't have an Adam West and a Burt Ward signature. I checked out it comes with a certificate of authenticity and all that jazz. I checked it out. I've compared the signatures online and stuff, and I think it's genuine. I hope it's genuine. But spotted that, and I couldn't resist it. So
cool.
signed by Adam West and Burt Ward. So I will be taking it out of the box and I will be sticking it on display in my cabinet. The other thing just to mention, James has just said there he's got a few figures coming. Ben, I know it's your birthday coming up, so you might get some birthday prizes or whatever.
I got Miles on his way.
You've got him coming. I've bought a hot toy recently, which I haven't told you guys about. So I'm going to do a live show and do a live unboxing. So if you guys want to come on and do some of your unboxings at the same time, that would be good. We're probably looking at least next week before mine turns up. I have to see.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, good stuff. Right, guys. So moving on, we have got.
We're only getting to our segments now.
Just getting to the second. Jesus H. Christ.
I thought we'd finished. I was just about to promote my channel and sign
we
up.
haven't friggin' started, mate. Right, so here we go. Okay, Ben, you're up. As quickly as you'd like, we'll canter through these. So this is obviously 1/6 scale focus.
Yep. So first we'll have a look at items that have released. So we've firstly got this Spiderman Miles Morales 2020 suit. So yeah, this is a very exciting release. And earlier we were speaking about USB lightsabers. This is the first item that you can charge directly via USB port in his back. So that's very exciting. Not for me, but I know there's that iconic kind of DJ cover variant they did, and I know that obviously this was a popular element to the game as well. So.
I loved this playing in the suit in the game. So if I had the space, certainly, but it's like you say, when you get one figure, you have to get the whole line, and I think I just have to not do that for this.
I mean, it's a very sexy looking suit. The little Spider-Man thing next to him, does that come with the figure? Because I quite like that.
Yeah, it's like a hologram basically.
Yeah. There's sort of VR tutorial things you do in the Miles game, so I think
it's very well done. How it's kind of clear at the bottom and phasing its way up.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm same as you, Ben. I have to say, not for me, but I do appreciate the costume.
Yeah. So we got Spider Hunter. Of course, this is the Spider-Man from the What If Marvel Zombies episode. So again, they've kind of gone for that animation style. There is no head sculpt with this, so it is as it is. But of course, the cape's kind of fully wired and removable. And then we got the release of this Grogu set, which is a bit of a rip-off because some of those Grogus they're not even a full Grogu. They're like half a body.
What
I know, right?
Well, you can't take them out. It's just a piece inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the Loft Cat is a cool addition.
How much does that retail for?
About $150.
Oh God!
Yeah, I'll give that one a miss as well. I think the Spider-Man. I do like the costume, but I don't know if that's something I would run out to buy. Again,
I really like it because it's the closest rendition of the Disney parks. Suit. So it's a really cool, and I much prefer that kind of animated style. But I don't need that. I don't need that cape in my life. So
interesting one. And I think we've spoken before, and I'm just going to twist for twist's sake. I'm a bit sick of Spider-Man and Iron Man now from Hot Toys. I'd like to see some more fringe characters, I guess, but I guess these are the ones that sell, don't they?
There's definitely too much Iron Man. Like, it's just insane.
Dark Troopers. Not a clue. What are these, Ben?
So the Dark Troopers are, of course, from Mandalorian, Season 2, so you can display these with your Grand Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon, rather.
Sorry. Sorry, these are the things that are on the last episode in the ship where
And they originate from Star Wars Dark Forces 2.
Very true. Yes, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Again, this is just not something that's sort of within my wheelhouse. Yeah, like I think these will sit for a while, and they're the sort of figure that you don't pick up just one.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
You're going to get
you have
one,
to buy
you need
2 to
minimum.
4. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And am I right in saying that they're not cheaper than a normal figure for that reason? That they're still a normal Hot Toys price?
Normal Hot Toys price.
Wow. So you're talking big money if you want to set so that image there, which is probably what you would want, something like that. You're looking at a lot of money, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. Oh, nearly $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Crazy when you think about it.
So I alluded to these figures earlier, but these are the Sideshow Collectibles Clone Wars style, animated style figures. They look good in this photo, but this was a promotional photo. So the controversy has come when we've actually seen the final product that has been in videos, video unboxings from Sideshow and stuff. So I don't think they look that bad. I think it's a very niche kind of collection if you are going to go down this road. But
so sorry, Ben, what's the controversy? That they just don't look good.
They just don't look very good. The final
that Obi-Wan looks a bit off to me. I think the Anakin looks quite good. Like for
I thought the opposite. I thought the Obi-Wan looked canny. I thought Anakin looks like he's got a strange kind of jaw thing going on.
No, I think Obi-Wan almost looks closer to Dooku in that show than Obi-Wan. So yeah, that's strange.
Interesting.
So these are announcements then that things that have just kind of dropped that you can pre-order and stuff like that. So part of that Clone Wars range continued. We spoke about Cad Bane earlier as well, but this is the Ahsoka figure to go with that. So this is very cool. This is obviously part of a Snips phase. I actually think this looks a lot better than the other two. So yeah.
But if you were going to buy an Ahsoka, you would buy the one from the TV show, I would have thought, would you?
Well, the thing is, you've got 3 options now. You've got
young, old,
Rosario Dawson one that's going to come out. You've got the Hot Toys younger version that's a kind of interpretation of Hot Toys that have done, and then this, which is like pulled directly from that animation style. But yeah, as Monk was saying, the paint apps, if they're not good on this, it's because the thing is, Sideshow are charging as much as a Hot Toy.
Yeah.
So it's a hard sell if they're not good. So yeah, this is Alex from Clockwork Orange.
I'm just looking at the accessories.
Yan Toys. I say third party. It might be licensed actually, because they've got the logo and stuff there.
Yeah,
I love this film. Like this for me, this is like a masterpiece film. This is one of the great films, in our history, and like obviously massively chilling and disturbing and all of those things. As a horror fan, the kind of the macabre interest that I'd like to have this in my collection. And the penis statue is a lovely little bonus.
That is what that is then, massive balls.
Yeah, he beats someone with it.
It's a chode, as they say.
It's a long time since I've seen the film, so I wasn't quite sure, but yes, that's
the old in and out.
Nice, very nice. Oh dear.
So third party Infamous Toys. So this is the Korg figure. Or the Gravel. I'm really excited for this because my love for the character Korg, and this is potentially the only way to get this figure. The only thing that makes me slightly nervous is they did like the Corvus Glaive and that whole range, and it was a bit inconsistent to say the least. Like proportions were a bit weird on some of them. So, cautiously optimistic. But if it comes out, if I can get it kind of UK, good shipping, stuff like that, like this is definitely of interest. So, yeah.
I actually think that looks pretty good, to be honest. I think it's not a character I'd rush to get, but I do like the design of it. I think it looks good.
Same.
Stranger Things. Ben.
Yeah, sorry, I'm touched in a while. Stranger Things. Next character in the range, we've got Dustin, we've got an L, we've got the Demogorgon. So this is Lucas. The only thing is, it's taken a long time to get through the range. We've still got Will and stuff to come, and it's just like I do feel like a little bit like, oh, come on. Like for me, I wouldn't want to buy Lucas until I knew that I could get everyone else.
Yeah, get the full set.
So it's kind of Elle and the Demogorgon for me. But if the full set gets complete, then I'll definitely put an eye
Go
on
for the full thing.
Chrissy, wake up.
I mean, I like the figures, but for me, they're a bit boring, dare I say.
I get that.
I would go for the Demogorgon, definitely in L. I think you could have that a nice set, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd rush out and pay the money for these. If you could get them cheap, definitely, but I don't know that I
think it's about what's toyetic, isn't it? And like
Yeah.
for me, the kids in that first season, other than Elle, aren't necessarily that toyetic.
Yeah.
Like what would be toyetic is an Eddie Munson with a guitar, you know, shredding like on the top of the caravan. So, yeah,
absolutely. This is
I love this.
Yeah.
Gosh,
If I had the space, man, I would get this.
Find the space, get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really like this film. Like, I actually had a ball with this film, and it really surprised me. And yeah, design's so cool. So this is cool, but you can't have this without Sub-Zero. You just can't.
So some of the figures from this film, because they've already released Sub-Zero, I think, haven't they? Or is it?
No.
I'm not. I don't believe so. Yeah. The Scorpion is the one you start with. If you,
there is definitely a one of these figures out, because I looked at it the other day and nearly bought it. But I don't know which version it was, but it came with the
Sub-Zero is closer, like in the movie, to the game. So maybe it was game version. Like this is a bit different.
Or the classic. Yeah, there's the classic range out, but this is the first of the film.
The film version.
They did announce that the director is returning for the sequel, and it's going to film in the next few months. So yeah,
I'll watch it
for that.
It's good fun.
Oh my God.
You must be excited about this.
It's a dream come true, boys. Look, you know, fuck you, Hot Toys, because you're not giving me a Sandman. You know, like at the very best, we're probably going to get a Sandman base of sorts with Toby, and I've got a feeling it will be exactly the same base that we originally got with the Spider-Man 3 release. So this was the figure that I wanted. I wanted that classic green and black striped shirt. You know, that kind of look. I know it's not a proper head sculpt, but it's still him, you know, like you can still tell it's him. And I just love how different that is. Like a sand face, you know, the interchangeable arms, you know, you can have Sledgehammer on one arm and then the kind of cash in hand. And this is a dream figure for me. And my plan is actually to have this versus the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because that's my favorite Spider-Man. And I know they're not from the same thing, and this is from a very bad film, but this was one of my favorite things.
How dare you? Very bad. Excuse me. Hey, it's not that bad.
Nice. This is one of my favorite things in a comic book movie ever, but it's part of a film that I didn't enjoy. But I still love this character and what they did with it. So I'm all in. Dopo.
Okay. I don't want to bust your bubble, Ben, because I know you love this film.
You can't do it.
But I think the thing for me is I look at it and I'm so frustrated that they just didn't go that little step further and put sand on his neck or on the upper part of his arms.
I get
because
that.
When it's interesting, this image doesn't show you the arms on. It literally goes from flesh to kind of clock.
Yeah, like it looks a bit like a kipash. Like
I'd almost try and do something myself with it to try and sand up the neck or something. I don't know. It just, do you know what I mean?
But you probably do that like easy enough with actual sand and some glue.
The thing is, if it was a bigger actor, you could just go out and get a head sculpt. But Thomas Hayden Church probably doesn't have lots of head sculpts knocking about, unfortunately.
I am very pleased for you, Ben, because I know you love this character, and I'm sure it'll look amazing in your collection. So good stuff. Another bloody Iron Man.
Yeah, I think they're calling this the Listerine Iron Man. Yeah, not good.
I see why.
It's just another Iron Man. I've got
like,
nothing to
is
say.
this even in a thing? Is this in something? Like, have we seen this?
No, it's just an exclusive. You know, this is a holographic version, apparently, but it doesn't even look. If it's holographic, then it would be clear, you idiots.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to say about
and this is my point with Hot Toys that frustrates us so much. Churning out Iron Man after Iron Man that literally have nothing to do with anything. Just give it a rest. Try something different. Do you know what I mean?
But that Chinese market, they
they love it. They eat it up.
Yeah.
This is another bizarre choice. Again, I think this is exactly the same as the Morbius situation. They had the license. They felt like they had to get this out. And they've also had the Keanu Reeves head sculpt for things like Cyberpunk and John Wick. So I think that it's just a case of, right, what have we got in the factory that's ready to go? Let's, do the tailoring quickly, make the bed. I quite like the idea of the clear plastic with the bullet, effects.
Yeah.
Like that's different. But ultimately, this is the Neo no one wanted.
Yeah.
But if they re-released that original Neo, people would have ate that up all day long.
Still not watched the movie. Is it just me? Has he got a massive forehead, or is that just me?
How dare you?
It just seems like he's got a big forehead there.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
I've seen some criticisms of the head sculpt. Yeah,
I
don't see any problem with it. It's just not something I want because that film shit.
Another Boba Fett.
Yeah, this is very odd, right? That suddenly Disney decided to they needed to push this because we also got Hasbro releasing the same suit, and this is from that War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1. And he basically just temporarily sprays his armor and calls himself Django when he goes into a.
Yeah,
it was just it was a letdown of a story. Like I remember seeing the variant covers and covers. I was like, "Oh, that looks so cool! Can't wait to find out how he gets it and stuff." And it was such a throwaway thing in the comics. And then, but they've really kind of rinsed it by now doing £300 figures of it.
Is that how much this goes for? 300 quid?
Well,
more because it's a San Diego Comic-Con
exclusive now. So I've seen it for 550, 600 eBay, easy.
It's a cool design. I quite like the look of it, but yeah, I think it's not very meaningful.
Yeah, it does now for me. Oh dear.
Head sculpt looks a bit shit on this, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've heard Noel Edmonds thrown about a few times.
Yeah.
Deal or no deal, Obi.
Peter.
I just, it's the thing is though, like you look at that image on the bottom right, and that is incredible with the rocks behind him and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All about the diorama on this for me. Like you say, it's that last scene in the last episode of Kenobi where he's lifting the rocks. I just loved every bit of it. This head sculpt for me, I don't know if it's the mouth area or something, but they'll improve that hopefully before release. Surely they've heard the
hopefully.
Yeah. I don't think they need to. I think people will still
buy it.
It's not on par with like Hot Toys level quality of accuracy, So,
but it is Hot Toys, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's this is like a notably bad rendition of a actor where actors they are usually quite good with.
And this is the first USB lightsaber as well, isn't it? So it'll sell on that point. It'll sell on the diorama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it will sell because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, so this is a really exciting piece for me. This is the Days of Future Past Wolverine 73 version. Very random. Very random. But again, it's potentially easy money. It's a Wolverine. They know it will sell. People will buy Wolverines all day long. But, it's like the first Wolverine were like bone claws. And I love 70s aesthetic and just the 70s in general. So, like, this film appealed to me on so many different levels. And, like, part of that was, like, the fashion element and stuff to it. So, I loved seeing Wolverine in this get up. Loved the bone claws. I think the head sculpt for this is incredible. I was speaking to Peter about I really wanted the Susu Toys Quicksilver so I could recreate the scene where like him and Xavier, but that's an old figure, so the jacket hasn't held up well. But I'm hoping that this might mean precedents that they're going to revisit some X-Men classic stuff like from those films. So I don't know, we'll see.
I mean, this when the images for this first came out, it didn't float my boat at all. And I think I've said to you, Ben, do we really want Days of Future Past figures? That's like, how old's that movie now? A while ago, surely.
Like one of my faves, though. It's one of my
7 to 9 years. Yeah.
But then the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking, actually, you know what? Those bone claws coming out the gaps in his fingers, that looks very cool.
It's interesting though. It's like a Wolverine figure without metal claws.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
But yeah, quite an interesting one. Piecemeal.
Yeah, so I just wanted to flash this. So this is one that's already been out for a long time. Pre-order's been up, but it got a lot of flack on the head sculpt, the open mouth, the Miley Cyrus tongue, and the jointed arms. So Hot Toys, believe it or not, have actually listened to fans. They've gone away. They've given us an updated head sculpt here that you can see with the closed mouth, and they've done the rolling eyeballs on it, and they've also given us seamless arms. So it's taken a figure that was, for me, at like a 4 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. Like, it's actually a flawless figure now. So I had cancelled my pre-order, lost my NRD, fuck my life, because now I want this.
So
I'm getting it.
So I had no interest in this figure when it first came out because of the tongue issues and because I hadn't watched the TV series. Since then, I've watched the TV series and absolutely loved every second of it. And this new sculpt, I think it's a must-buy for me. I love it. And I'm not even bothered about having the rest of the Suicide Squad. I think it stands alone as it is.
Well, that's what I mean. Because he's got his own series, he's kind of like a character that you can get. Yeah, and if a third party comes out with a vigilante down the line or whatever, or I'd love a judo master.
Yeah. So I think this is on my list. I have to say, nice. I added this one in, Ben, just because this is a one that I saw come up a little while ago.
You purchased?
I did, yeah.
I sent, and he purchased immediately.
So I picked up the Mondo 6-scale He-Man a while ago. I was really on the fence about this because they are expensive figures, and there's like a 24-hour, 48-hour thing where you've got to get them in that time period. 24,
I think.
Yeah, and with my He-Man, that really hit us for shipping and all that kind of jazz. But then I saw this image of us standing, with the sword by her side and the shield. And I just absolutely love it. I think it looks.
I sent this to you, and you were like, "I think I'm gonna pass." And then I didn't say it to you. I said to myself, "I go, he's gonna buy that. Like, he's 100% gonna buy that." Yeah. And then the next day, you go, "Yeah, I got that."
When you said no, I'm not getting it, I was like, "Yeah, all right,
yeah."
Of course. Interestingly, I got free shipping on this instead of for He-Man the charge is postage. On this, it was free shipping. So
did they say why?
Yeah. No.
Strange.
I'm wondering if I clicked something wrong the first time round. I could have had free shipping then, but never mind. So yeah, I'm picking that up. Hence why I must buy the Battle Cat, because I think the three of them will look amazing together. Cool. Love that figure.
And lastly, just tease. So we have touched upon some of these already, but this was part of the showcase at Hot Toys. So of course we've got the Andrew Garfield and then the lizard base, the lizard diorama base that you can buy separately. And Toby finally kind of shown off as well. So yeah.
Nice. Good looking figures.
That's the lizard
base. Why just a base? Why not just make a figure? I don't understand this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad. The good thing is they're giving people the option because it's separate. It's like you're not forced. Because I want an Andrew Garfield, but I don't want a lizard base. So if an Andrew Garfield was more expensive because it came with a lizard base, then it could potentially put me off from buying the whole thing. So instead, now I'll get the Andrew Garfield because I don't have to have this. So,
and this is an easy pass for me because I just can't stand that rendition of the lizard. To be honest,
I've come No Way Home, maybe come around to it.
It was a little bit more camp and stuff in the No Way Home, which I liked. It's just the look, it's not hard. Put him in a lab coat and purple trousers, and we'd all be loving it.
You would forgive the face.
And am I right, Ben, in saying that because this is a diorama, those arms and things don't move? It's literally a solid piece.
Solid piece.
Well, that middle picture makes it look like there's a swappable arm or something. Just the way it's highlighted there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It looks the same to me. Maybe. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so this is the M1 Naboo Starfighter that Mandalorian's obviously now inherited, and a lot of debate going on in the community if this is just a flex, Hot Toy showing like, look what we can do, or whether they're actually going to release it. Apparently, if you stood it up, it's like 5'4" or something ridiculous.
Who's going to have
space? That's like a fucking person. Jesus Christ.
Who has space for these things?
It's the same size as my mum. So yeah, it's a very small percentage of collectors that can, one, afford it, and two, offer the space.
That'll be eye watering, I would imagine.
You'd have to like dangle it off the ground.
This sadly isn't 1/6 scale. This is 1/12 scale.
Oh, right.
So there is a company out there called Jazink who do dioramas and big vehicles and stuff like that. They do a 1/6 scale. But yeah, and again, a lot of debate going on. Is this just a flex, or is it actually going to come out? Interestingly enough, they didn't take this to Comic-Con. So that indicates to me that it might have just been a flex.
Would you get? Yeah, would you get is there a Mayfex figure, or would you use the Todd McFarlane?
I guess you'd have to go for whoever does a 1/12. I think Mayfex are coming out with one.
Okay.
Sexy, man. I do like it. Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Some really interesting stuff there. Lots of things for to spend our money on. Too many nice things, I'm afraid. But yeah, good stuff.
Oh, he's gone now.
He's finished. He's had his bit. He's off. Right, James.
I'm still there. I wanted to put Darth Maul back in the cupboard. I didn't want to be rude.
Right. I just realized I have to present. Oh my god.
You do. Pull it together. All right. Yeah, we'll go.
All right. I could dance to that in the club, man. I dig it. I dig it, and I appreciate it.
What we got here?
So first up, this is a new game that has kind of taken the world by storm a little bit. It's called Stray. So you play as a cat because people love cats. Cat videos are the big thing. So this is a game where you play a stray cat in kind of a cyberpunk city, and you have to kind of avoid these little kind of gremlin-y enemies you see in the top right corner here. Right. But yeah, it's sort of everybody's kind of been in caps. I haven't played it myself now yet, but everybody's raving about it, and it's gotten like significantly good reviews. So I will give this a go at some point, but it seems quite interesting to me.
Looks interesting. Yeah, looks interesting.
Yeah. Next up, Rockstar Games. So you guys, of course, you're not big gamers, but Grand Theft Auto obviously is something that I think supersedes pop culture. And both of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Grand Theft Auto. So Rockstar Games is the producer of Grand Theft Auto. They cancelled a Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 4 remaster,
right?
To focus on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Right.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're focusing on Grand Theft Auto 6 because back in the day, like in the PS3 kind of era, Rockstar released like one game a year. So you had like Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 4, Max Payne, Midnight Club. They released over the PS4 generation one game, which was Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sort of went from like a game a year to a game every like 8 years, So it's nice to see that they are going to make a GTA 6 because they did a GTA 5 on PS3, PS4, and now PS5. So it's a sign that they are doing GTA 6. Right. So I think that's quite good. But to an extent, I'm kind of a bit bummed because GTA 4, I think, could really benefit from a graphical upgrade and like a Porsche over to PS5 and PS4, just because it's locked out of. Yeah, there's no way really to play it unless you have a disc version of the PS3 game. So, unfortunate, but a good thing that they're moving forward.
JP says he's a big fan of Red Dead. I think I've ever played that one. I don't think I've played the game.
Oh, phenomenal! Like it's just if you like westerns or cowboys, it's just like it's a simulator. You know, it's just incredible.
It's unreal.
Yeah, lost in.
You sent images of this, James. I have to say, this looks right up my street. I like the look of that.
You like this?
Yeah.
So this is Skull. Speaking of simulators, this is a game from Ubisoft, who's the producers of Assassin's Creed, called Skull and Bones. So it's a Peter, you've played kind of bits and pieces of games. Have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, I've played Assassin's Creed.
So the fourth one is called Black Flag, which is a pirate. Like every Assassin's Creed game is set in a different era. So the first one's like the Third Crusade. Second one is the Renaissance. Third one is the Revolution, the American Revolution. The fourth one is pirates.
Right.
So people love that game so much. It's called Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and everybody really was screaming out for that to be taken and spinned off into its own series, to do a pirate series. Just take the Assassin's Creed formula and make a pirate game just like that. So this is sort of that, but not really that. So it's called Skull and Bones. It's a pirate. It was announced a few years ago. It's a multiplayer game where it's just the ship combat.
Right.
So Assassin's Creed has like naval combat, but there's also like you run around towns and you can sword fight and you can swing onto other ships and kill people. But this is just the naval combat element of that, but just expanded into its own game. So it's like, in a way, I love pirates. Pirates is one of my favorite historical periods. Is like the golden age of piracy. So I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of a bit bummed. It's like, well, I would like to, do a bit of sword fighting and explore islands and that stuff. But it's got release dates out in November. It was announced a few years ago and it kind of went quiet for a few years, and it just got kind of re-revealed last month. So
good stuff.
Coming out in November. Looks interesting, yeah. I'll
probably pick that one up.
Yeah. And now God of War Ragnarok has a release date. It is out on, I believe, November 12th. It announced a collector's edition called the Jotner edition.
Yeah.
And scammers have struck again because it released and for pre-orders, and it sold out in about 10 seconds. And it went up on eBay for triple the price.
Wow.
So I was quite lucky. I didn't get a Jotner edition, but I got the regular collector's edition, was the Jotner edition minus a couple of the extras. But it has a Mjolnir replica, which I managed to get a couple of days after all the selling out. But it's crazy that I've never seen a game sell out that quickly. Like usually it takes
600.
600. It retails for I think the Jotner is 215.
Wow.
Pounds. So selling for and like that doesn't say sold for, but it has sold for 600 plus. So like it's kind of crazy, but exciting that it's coming out. But I've never seen a game sell that quickly, and I don't know if that's scalpers just being a bit more aggressive than usual on this
big
one.
Money, big money.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, James. Really interesting stuff. Next, what we got? Right,
I'm
guys.
really jealous of this theme song. I love this one.
You like that theme song?
Yeah.
Right, guys. So we're going to look at some smaller scale figures. I'm going to go through these quite rapidly because we've been on for nearly 2 hours. I love it. Have you guys read Speed and Bullets? Oh, not Bane. Speed and Bullets, the Bat Superman. Have you read that book?
I've not read that one, no.
So I know you aren't massive. This is a tremendous story. So remember when they used to do Elseworlds? From, I think, probably a good 20 years ago or so now. And it's basically Superman's rocket lands in Gotham and he's abducted by the Waynes.
Yes,
so
I've read this one.
Yeah, so it's him who sees the Waynes murdered and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And he becomes this version of basically Super Batman. And it's an amazing story. It's very, very good. Never thought we'd see a figure from a one shot like that. So I absolutely love it. So I'm all in on that. The Bane figure, Ben, as you mentioned, that's a beast.
Yeah, awesome.
This is Injustice 2.
I think it is. But it looks phenomenal. Exactly as you should well, exactly as I see Bane in my head, if you know what I mean. That's what I want from a Bane figure. And then I stuck that one on, Ben, because I know you're a fan of that design. That's Scarecrow from some of the newer comics, I believe.
Yeah. So, very, very cool.
Is that like Batman Ninja or something?
No, it's like it's legit like normal universe Batman. Is the Scarecrow just kind of re-emerged with this new design? I don't know how well it translated to figure, to be quite honest with you.
I wasn't a massive fan of the design, but I will be picking up the Speeding Bullets Batman, and probably the Bane as well.
By Bane, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've popped these on because I thought these were quite interesting from Mattel. First of all, that wrestling double set. I just thought it was really interesting
cool.
that it's in a kind of an old VHS videotape.
I was about to say it's a very cool box.
That's Hulk Hogan in there, I think. I'm not sure who the other guy is, but I recognise the tash on Hulk Hogan. Really like the look of that. And then we've got this really weird, interesting Lego set, which is the old Atari games system.
So is that when you build it a working Atari?
I don't think so.
Because Nintendo had one where you build it and it's a working NES.
I don't think you can actually play this. I might be wrong, but I just thought it's a strange kind of thing. I don't know if people are actually buying it. And then we've got a Meflex Batman from the Azrael Batman. I like that design. I quite like that costume design. I'm a bit of a sucker for that one. I don't know. It just jumps out at us. So, but these figures are really expensive, from what I understand. You guys have said before that you're talking big money for something.
Pushing 100. Yeah.
So I probably
there is a Meflex Soldier Boy coming out.
Is it?
Which I will pick up until a 1/6 is announced at some stage. So
I just like the design of the figure. I think it looks quite nice, and I do like I say, I like that character design for the Azrael Batman from back in the good old days. Couple of Legends figures. We've got Mystique. Now, the reason this jumped out to us, as you can probably guess, is that little Nightcrawler in the back there. I'm assuming it's Nightcrawler. It's just still his mother in the comics.
I imagine so. Yeah.
And then we've got that Spiderman, which again I quite liked. I thought that was a very nice, classic-looking costume.
It's sort of crazy how hard it is to get a classic Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. Like you think but then you think that would be the one they make the most of, Yeah, but
they do. It's just like people hike up the prices in between, thinking, "Oh my God, it's never going to come again," and then, lo and behold, here's the number one.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. That NECA Dracula. Love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm relieved. It was teased nearly 2 bloody years ago, so I'm relieved that we're finally getting it.
Is that going to get you back into your NECAs, do you think, Ben?
Well, yeah. I want this, and I'll probably get it. And I'll
just think
I've got my castle diorama from Badger Dio and stuff. So, I mean, that was built for him more than anyone. So I'm excited.
Would that diorama fit in your module case, Ben? Would that diorama fit in your module case, do you think? No, that's a shame, because you could have gotten a lot of those figures in there. No. And then we've got the Scorpion there. I just absolutely loved how vibrant and green that costume is. I just think it looks amazing.
And ripped straight out of the animated series as well. So that's quite cool.
I just love the color. I love the paint application.
It looks like a bendy tail as well.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
So yes, I've not really gone down the Marvel Legends routes that much, but I am.
It's a big old rabbit hole. I'm glad I got out of it when I did, because Mugwump, you're killing me with the caustic plastic one, because that looks so good and I really want it. And
the coffin would be tremendous to go alongside it. Okay, guys, so
NECA are fuckers as well, because that coffin will come separate. In about a couple of months, they'll say, "Oh, here's a coffin for 50 quid."
It's an accessory pack, or
like they did the sarcophagus for Mummy and stuff. Very annoying.
Okay, guys, so just rounding up there, stuff coming up on your channels. On my channel, I've got my usual couple of videos a week. I've gone down to 2 videos a week, one comic, one toy related. And then as our joint show, we'll have the next episode of Boys and the Toys, which will be next month at some point. And we've got this coming up, What If live stream on the 30th of August.
Something strange
precisely
in the neighborhood.
So, James, what have you got coming up on your channel, James?
Coming up, I have a video about PlayStation Productions. I sort of put it aside a couple of days ago to do my Last of Us gameplay reaction video. So that'll be this week at some stage.
Tremendous. Ben?
I don't think I've got anything planned. I'm just waiting for this Miles to come. Like once I've got that in hand, then I can start putting together a video for him. But yeah, nothing planned. My Miss Marvel review's up there if people want to watch that, and a figure showcase for the Hot Toys Wicket and the Hot Toys Darth Maul. Just kind of some moving photos, basically.
Yeah, good stuff. And that's a really good video. I watched that one the other day. I like the
cheers, mate.
The style of that one. Matthew, yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier on, mate. You'll have to go back and watch the rewind. We are very excited for the Batman 89. So that's a nice looking figure. Okay, guys, I think that's everything we wanted to cover tonight. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. We've gone in under 2 hours, so I think we've performed well. We've managed to get that
covered it.
We've managed to get
I've been streaming for about 4.5 hours.
Yeah. You've got no one to blame but yourself, Benjamin. You've been knackered. Absolutely knackered.
It'll be great. It'll be fun, I said. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I really do appreciate you joining us tonight. Always fun to spend time with you. So thank you very much. And thank you, everybody that's been watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we will catch you next time if I can find my exit.
Bye.
I can't find me. There it is.